Well, hello there everyone, and a very warm welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me on my crafting journey. My name's Louise from Create with Louise, and today we're going to have a look at the 2026 to 2027 in colours from Stampin' Up. And this is going to be released first Tuesday in July, this gingham. So we've got a smaller gingham and flip it over, and we've got a slightly larger gingham pattern. So that's giving you a little bit of variety and versatility in how you want to use it. So that's coming out in July, but what has been already released to coordinate with the in colours is these gorgeous little in colour butterflies and these pearlescent, and they're quite flat, which is good. Pearls there, and we have coordinating ribbon as well. I love all the coordination that Stampin' Up has to offer. And then there's cardstock as well. But this is pearlized cardstock. So this is the golden glow. It's just got that lovely sheen, and it's on both sides. This is the crisp cantaloupe. I hope you can see that on camera there. And the Barely blush. Very soft baby pink. Great for baby photos. Peaceful pine. Looking forward to incorporating this into some Christmas projects. And Hydrangea hue, another gorgeous colour. I think they're all beautiful. So we'll put these to the side, and what I wanted to do is some cards today and a few little techniques and little things you can add. So I'll put that there. Just going to bring in my Versamat and turn it over because it's also easier to see. We're going to do some heat embossing on vellum, and it's a very nice thick weight, this vellum. So heating embossing should be no issue at all. Add a bit of anti-static powder so we're not getting powder stuck all over the place. Our Versamark ink and an image. And today I'm going to use this flower. I'll show you in a minute where I've got this. So straight down, press, and straight up. If you press too heavy, sometimes it moves because it's slippery surface, the vellum, and that's going to sit on top of the vellum and remain sticky and allow us to add our powder. I'm just using what I have in my stash, which is a Hydrangea Superfine White. Okay, so there we have that. Your heat tool, warm it up a little bit. I often start from the back and then bring it to the front. So I hope you can see that beautiful gloss and the change. And there we have our embossed image. Now I'll show you where I got this flower from. So this is from Boutique Blossoms. Okay. And then there's dies to cut that out. So let me show you a card that I've made with this. So here we've used 2 flowers, the Hydrangea Hue larger gingham piece and the ribbon. I have popped it up on white, so I've got a white piece here that measures 5 1/4 inches by 4 inches, and this gingham is 4 inches by 4 inches. Now, can you see any adhesive on the back? Another great reason for using the Stampin' Up! Vellum is that we don't see the adhesive behind there. And then these cute white little butterflies. Now another technique, let me get some paper and I'll just use this scrap. Now your scissors to distress, but I don't open them because you're going to blunt your scissors. If you just use the outside, you are still going to be able to distress the edges of your paper. Okay. I'll bring in another card. Now when you're using distressing on the cardstock, this is the 2-tone, so you're going to get white showing through. So I've distressed the edges of these gingham and the cardstock and this piece here. Just curled up these edges in the corner. Heat embossed again with these 2 floral accents. And then this time I brought in the Scalloped Blooms dies. Let's have a look at these dies because they are fabulous. So we've got some tags, some leaves, and we'll flip this over. Now they don't come on magnetic sheets, I purchased those, but look at all those scalloped circles. Great for scrapbooking these large sizes. Now they are alternate, so dots, then just a straight line, dots and a straight line, all the way down to this cute little one here and a couple more. So these, some circles here and some more tags. That is the Scallop Blooms dies. Now all of these I will have a link below. And aren't they gorgeous? Look at those beautiful butterflies. Okay. Now my next card, I am going to show you, just got things off to the side here. And I haven't showed this on my channel yet, but they're the Phrases and Frames dies. And they give you their impression dies. So, I've pulled it out so that we can, I can show you how to use those. So let's move this. I have cut a piece of the pearlized cardstock there. And we are going to add a little sprinkle of water, a little spritz. And that is to help with the second process. So first of all, we're going to cut it as normal. Going to bring in my machine and we're just going to cut as per we usually do in our die cut machines. Then I'm going to remove these pieces and these plates. So we've got our plate 1, plate 2. We're going to turn our die up this way. Add the impressions plate on the top, then our plate 4, and run that through our machine. And you can see how it's been pressed into the die. Move this out of the way. And push that out. And you can see how it's come all puffy and pillowy, like you've embossed it. Okay. Now I'll show you a card that I've made. So I've popped this up on some very thin strips of foam here. I'll show you where I got this from. This is from the Fragrant Layers, and I've used this piece. And that fitted in just perfectly here. So I've got a layer of, the card base is the Golden Glow, then I have the gingham, and then I did cut a piece separately. You could cut out behind here, but I thought it was easier just to cut a piece from behind, and it was 2 1/4 inches by 3 3/4, this piece here. And then I just trimmed a tiny whisker off the edge of those 2 flowers here so it fitted in. Okay, so my next technique, I am going to show you how to do this. Now, I didn't think of it before and it didn't turn out as well as I had hoped with this shadow, okay, using the white. So I've used white pigment ink there. Now I'll show you where I got these die cuts from. The Impressions A Bloom. And these are really clever dies. So you fit the 2 together. I always tape it together, and then it shows all these lines in your die cut. And the circles are from the Stylish Shape dies. Okay, so I've used quite a few different things today, but those some of them are staples, like those Stylish Shape dies. So I'm going to show you a better way of stamping it using this platform from Stampin' Up. So what I'm going to do, I've got a bit of crumb cake. I'm going to line it up here with these, see if you can see, they've got these little sort of nodules there. And I'm just going to put it to this side of that line. And there's a good reason for doing that. And I'll show you that. So first of all, let's add our pigment ink. Pop it in there like that. just lightly press down. I would like that a little bit more ink. There, that's a bit better. I'm going to do a quick dry. I'm going to clean off my stamp. Got a chamois here. I'm going to give it a little rub, make sure it's dry completely. Then I'm going to add some Peaceful Pine ink. Before I stamp it, I'm just going to move it over just a tiny bit so it lines up with that line. Press down, and there we have made our perfectly shadowed sentiment. So much better than here I did it with and I went the other way too. So this I just did with a block, and this I used with the Stampin' Platform. Much better with the Stampin' Platform. Let's bring in all of these cards for you to have a look at. So this one, I've used the Barely Blush gingham, and for the leaves I've used the Peaceful Pine gingham. Our Golden Glow, Crisp Cantelope with our heat embossing, and the Hydrangea Hue. So I hope you've enjoyed that today and got a few ideas and got to see the in colours used in a variety of ways. So until next time, have a great week, and I'll see you in my next video.